Okay, folks, and I wanted to show somebody the character side instead of the ship side of things at this point. Um, this is just some examples of some of the characters. Now you have Epic give you all these people here, okay? And it was a game that they never made, so they gave it out to everybody, but it's completely done. And I'm going to give you a good example of how much is done, okay? Um, we're gonna take my favorite little eagle guy. Okay. And when you go in here, okay, like they put him in a scene, right? You took a screenshot basically. But these are some of his poses, and basically think about this as a class of creature or something, right? And this is the clothing that particular guy wears, and then this is a different one that's maybe higher or lower in the ranks, and this is one of the administrators or something like that. Like you got four of them here, right? And they got various animations and sounds that go with them already pre-baked in, okay? And you can see what I'm talking about down here where they say there's sound cues, 127 different types of sounds, there's 155 animations with it, and you can mess with these, okay? Like you can change the textures and different things on here and make it look unique and different. I made one that looked like the guy was, his skin was molten rock, okay? um, Now that's not all though, okay? Like let's see, we go back to my library, okay? Now not all these characters have three or four. Some of them might only have two or three or whatever. But you could create a story or an animation and have these characters, and you just pick out whatever ones you want as your main guys, and then have some villains, right? Like maybe make this guy and his buddy's evil, or you never know. They could be the good guys. It just depends on how you want to do things. And this is just to show you the some assets that came with the game for where it is. This is just sort of a thing that they built for that, and this is what it looks like when you're just looking at the different various pieces, right? Excuse me. And there you go. Now you go back over here. We get rid of this. Okay. Go over here and we just go to characters. Now these are additional ones. Do this, this that I have. Okay. Some alien insects, what looks like a cyber prisoner. We've got humanoid monsters, crazy looking sci-fi robot that was actually used in a Steam game, but I also have commercial rights to use. Um, Dragons, okay, there's one there, and there's one in this thing here, and this has centaurs, some other weird people. Um, the thing with this is it's not compatible with the new engine, so there's some of these that you gotta, see, not compatible, not compatible, right? They gave this thing out, I don't know, whatever, see? And it's only usable in 425, so, yeah, right. Um, I bought a ship, so I wanted a captain, so got this guy here. There's some more lesser quality dragons. Um, got these little turret little thingies, okay? Now, when I go and get rid of this, and then I look at environments to place in, check this out. These are all the different little environments that I could be using in various little things. You got cities. This one was worth 200 bucks. Okay, you got dungeons, you got sci-fi, you got all kinds of nature areas, a medieval kind of sort of town. You got landscapes, even what's kind of like modular space station you could build. There's different things like that. These two packs are just massively nutbary for size, and that's not all here. I mean, this is Clunk. I'll just click on the Epic content, right? They gave out also another game's worth of stuff called the Infinity Assets, and they included some monsters and good guys, etc., etc. Right? And they also gave out some animation stuff, materials, stuff like that. I mean, Okay, and then you know, oh, let's see, here you go. Oop. And then there's these things called mega scans. Now this is the photorealistic shit. Okay, this stuff is a scan that's done in like virtual reality kind of their way of doing it, and it looks photoreal. Okay, on our older hardware, this is going to be an issue, right? You'll want to drop it down to 2K no matter what. Okay, and you really shouldn't be. And you know what? Even though Sony came out with that one game where they were using the Quixel stuff, I'm gonna say, by and large, I guarantee you, when that game comes out, they won't be using that. Okay, they'll be downgrading it enough. They're famous for pulling this kind of shit in a high tech situation where they got a render farm that can just, and they probably got a dual slotted maximum, you know, 20 dual 2080s pulling this off with liquid cooling and everything else, stuff that only the richest on earth have, you know. But anyway, and they got the what looks like this, but with this pack you could begin to build that. So you get the two of these, and then you can build that little scene if you wanted to. And there's bits of Roman architecture, and there's different things here. And so what I, you know, the whole thing was to bring a project full of people together and just, you know, have some fun playing around with this stuff for free. And then each person on YouTube would have one video we do, right? So if you do, say, we put one of these together, say, every 2 weeks or a month, right? Okay, let's just say one a month, right? One person on YouTube gets it that month, and the next person, and so on. And it'd be like a series of whatever, and you go like that. So in a year, you'd have 12 videos, and but they'd be spread out amongst whoever helped, right? And you just cycle it back around to the next guy for the, you know, etc. Right? And that's the thing. You see, you do it. You know, it could be episodical, where it's just, you know, each one is its own thing, or it could be something where you have to watch each episode to do things with. You could do one season one way and one season the next way, and then that way you can get a feel for what would work. Or you could do half the season that way, like a little bit of a drama, how they all meet for a three-parter, and then you go into something that's just episodical, and then, you know, whatever. And there's these other different things, right? Let's see here. Where are we here? Where did I click on? Yeah. Let's see. Visual effects. Here's all the visual effects stuff that I pulled in here. Something for planets. It's not that great, but it would do, I think, for some stuff. Grenade packs. This portals thing seems to be a pain in the ass for this version of the engine. It's not wanting to load in right. I bought this one because it just this thing looks just bloody funky. I like it. It's just cool. You got some particles, different explosion things, fireworks, gradients, fires and flames. You got this thing that's like it will dematerialize and rematerialize things in different ways. All kinds of other little weird special effects. There's where is it here? You got these advanced things for weapons. You know how you have a flaming sword and stuff like that. Weird things for glass, right? Liquid, you know, all that stuff, right? I'm glad they put this in here, but they still need to do work. Let's see here, weapons. What do I got for weapons? So I got some packs for weapons, but not much there. I haven't invested time in that really heavy duty yet. Let's see here. Props. What do we got for props? Here we are. So there's the cargo ship. Here's a studio, a broadcast studio, right? You see, here's what I would have done if I was a network studio and there was a place where we had to have our people stay at home. I would have got this goddamn free thing here and had somebody make a character that looks like the guy who's the host and have him sit there, right? And then you could have a guest come on and they make a character for him and put him in here, and boy, would that be actually interactive and fun to watch. But these asshats, they don't want to spend no money, and they want to make as much money as possible. That's your mainstream media. But this is really heavy duty. You got different rooms. Okay, see this? All right. Set it all. I was playing around with this too. You can build it, change it, whatever. You can put with Windows 10. You can get a window capture thing, and you can put little videos in the background here. Anyway, back to the library. Let's see here. Let's see here. This Ancient Treasures one has letters in it. You can use that to put letters up, and then use the special effects thing to make some real funky, things in the background. Food, different plant life, different stuff like that. Space cockpits, right? So, when you're flying in your spaceship, you want to do something free, right? And then you can mock this up a bit more and play with it and just make it look better and whatnot, right? Let's see, 422. See, some of this stuff I'd have to get different versions of the engine to make it work. And some of this stuff just is terrible on my older PC. And a furniture pack. Let's see here. Materials. Here's all the different types of materials. This was kind of a cool thing. Some guy, okay, he puts his music on a website and says it's free for public domain use, right? 6 months later, the website closed. He goes back to YouTube, puts it in the content ID, and starts trying to run around claiming on people. I went to his Facebook page and ripped him a good one, eh? And then I told him I'm putting it up at BitChute. Come get me, right? What an asshole! It's assholes like that that make it hard for other people to make a buck properly. Okay, it's the trolls, all right, and the big mainstream companies that act just like penny pinching assholes. Anyway, I got really no problem with the majority of musicians who are trying to make a buck doing something good for people. But if you're going to sell music to some company for a game or something like that, give them the right to allow their people to stream it, okay? Because that's only going to make you more money in the future, because that company will come back and get you to do more for them, okay? And you'll get popular, and you can put your music somewhere and say, hey, I was part of that, da 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 da, and I let people stream it on YouTube, and then people are going to buy your shit. Some assholes don't think that way. Da 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 da. Anyway, it's called circular logic, eh? What makes you money makes me money. A bark. And this was a neat one here. I use it for water and anything now. It's just like, whew. You take this little thing, you drop it in. So like down underneath here is like, it goes down, right? So what you do is you drag it in, and then you can pull the thing up, right? Up or down, right? Like up or down kind of thing, and the water level would go up and down. You can change these types of waves and, and stuff like that. It's pretty cool. Now all you got to do is fix the way the beach looks, and you'd be happy. Go get a Mega Scan, and you put that in here, and it would be like nobody would know anything, right? They'd think this is bloody real. That's where we're at now. We're like, uh-oh, this is real now. Anyway, what was the other thing there? Hold on here. Let's see. Fly down the bottom here. Environments, complete projects. Get rid of that now. Now, these are the little things that they give you that you can muck around with, that you can play with. There's an action or ARPG. Haven't tried it in a while, but apparently it's compatible, so maybe there's been some upgrades. This Close Combat Swordsman was really laggy for me. I tried this on the 4.25.1, and I got the guy to move his hands and do anything I wanted, turn his head. Actually, even I pulled him to stand up and then sit back down. Ran it in the sequencer, fine. As soon as I went to save it, crashed the engine. So maybe they fixed that, I don't know. Let's see here. This Chaos Destruction, while really, really cool, basically you could set up any mesh you make to like break apart, and this destruction thing will make it so it does that, and there's different variables for that. But yeah, I can't use it. Number one, I'm not Windows 10. Number two, I have to go and compile a version of the Unreal Engine, which requires the Windows 10, which I don't have, and yeah, that's that right there. Um, this Digital Human looks pretty good, even on my older PC. I could make an even more realistic video now, because when I did this, I was using OBS doing it. If I was to do it now, I'd use the sequencer, and it would just look too bloody realistic. Um, yeah, this drivable cars, you can get in the cars and drive around just like GTA 5. You got a magic system there where they fires different things and you can run around in. I took pieces of this out and was mucking around with the guy there, and I spliced the video for that onto the other little pieces there, and you get that little intro video. There's that new Megascans Goddess Temple thing that's for Windows 10 only that I got to work with Windows 7 and DirectX 11 instead of 12. That's the other thing. They want you to push you up to the Windows 10, and you know what? If I were Microsoft, I'd say, okay, I give up. Let's give people what they want for a change, and just give us a Windows 7 U, which is like and I would even pay for it. Okay, an upgraded Windows 7 that has DirectX 12, that doesn't have all this stupidware that you have. Okay, that we can use. Okay, instead of being bought and sold like slaves to your advertisers. Okay, anyway, going on. This older jetpack, I can create that without needing the pack itself and newer things. That's why they probably never bothered to upgrade that anymore. You need virtual reality for that thing there. Some more particle effects. Um, this is something I was mucking around with last month. This is a build system like how Fortnite has with the little wheel, how you can build little things, except it's got a little bit more involved. You can make doors and make them open and close and claim buildings and different things like that. So it's moving yourself along the ways to making a build system. This teaches you about how to do the sequencing and moving these guys and different stuff like that. Here's a basic shooter game that's fully functional with 4 maps. Um, let's see here. It's even got a basic AI system that'll chase you around in the game and kill you. As well as being fully multiplayer functional. There's that little interior little thing for these ArcBridge people. Like this is used for architecture too, hey guys? Like that's part of the thing, right? Let's see here. You got the vehicle game there. And I just fired that up, changed the level, and just ran off. Just having some fun with it. I haven't tried this, but it's apparently kind of a nifty thing. And there's that third person shooter multiplayer pack thing. Don't know how good that one is, but anyway. You got a user interface stuff. Yeah, let's see here. What else have we got here? Anything else I missed here? Code plugins. Now this is where it gets a little bit more involved, because some of these I use for different projects, but not all of them. I wish this guy would upgrade this to 425. It was such a neat. It had an AI built-in system that would get out of the way of things, right? But he just never bothered to upgrade it. It's so sad. I loved it too, and this is the plugin I use for the flying around in that jet. Um, I haven't touched that one yet because it seems like what they did was they took a functioning plugin and split it in half and made half of it pay only, which screw you when you do shit like that. I don't like that. Put the whole thing together and quit pissing around. I haven't even tried this, but it's also looks pretty neat. Like you could have an AI system where it walks up to something and then it does things, right? Ah, anyway, anything else I got in here that I use? Yeah, a bunch of other things. Never using that anymore. Or this. That's Maya stuff. Particle text. That might Have they upgraded that? They have. I might have to retry that because I couldn't get it to work before. This path follow thing never really worked right. I couldn't get it to work. And where was that spline thing? This came out today, so I don't know what it's about. It's just supposedly you can put each asset that you're playing with into what's called a time machine, and then you can in real time go back to what you did before, just dragging something, I guess. Which, you know, it should be a default part of the engine, which is why I think it's there. They should just start including some of these things for free. This is something in Windows 10 I can't use. Where's that spline thing gone? Hold on there. You can see how much stuff I've got. It's hard to remember where all this shit is, man. Yep. Castles, different stuff. There's all those mega scans. Think about these being all about 30, 40 megabytes. Or gigabytes, pardon me. I don't know where it went. There's all the paragons. Where'd that spline thing go? It disappeared, so it's only for 424 then, eh? Let me see here. Hold on. Wait, down here. There it is, this thing. Now, what this allows me to do, once I'm well at it, okay, I can put a spaceship here, have a camera sit somewhere, and it will go around that. Or if I had a planet in here, I could put the spaceship around, have a camera sitting over here, and just record, right, going around. And you can have different tracks and different ways of doing that, right? They do really silly things in it, but the idea is also you can path people and objects, right? But you got to convert it to a static mesh, and then they, move about, right? I had, it's difficult getting these things to work right, so that's one of those things. And they had a train where it ran around like this and stuff like that. But this is something that people can use when you're doing your space sim or something like that, or you wanted to have a city. Say that was a city, you go back over here, and this is like, a hallway. These guys are walking down the hallway. They could be all different people, you see, right? And you do your scene, and they go a certain length of time, and you record it, and you record just a little longer, right? And it would loop, but you only want that little section, so you do some video editing, and that's how you pull this stuff out so that it works right. A lot of people don't realize how much work all this running, mucking around is, but, whatever. I enjoy doing it. It's because I like making my own entertainment. I just do not want to have anything to do with identity politics and all this other stupid crap that it just it does. It just barks at me like somebody has a mental problem. I just can't handle that anymore. Okay, there's it's almost like 40% of the U.S. should be in a mental institution. That's bloody disturbing. Okay, it is. It's disturbing that it's been allowed to go that long. All these trillions and trillions of dollars people make, they should have been putting some of these people into homes. But anyway, not getting off track here. Let's see here. Just to give you an idea how the marketplace works. Dun, 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 dun. Here's that little lovely little free button, right? So you click free, and there's 4 categories of it, right? And usually every month on this first Tuesday of every month, they come out with this stuff, right? This is what they came out with this month, right? Photorealistic stuff. And this, believe it or not, um, uh, it also could probably do with Windows 10 and DirectX 12 if you wanted it to. And you can take it down in quality. It depends on, like, see, when you're doing cinematics, you can go far higher quality than you can in a game because you've got more going on in a game, right? And you can go 2 minutes doing a frame and then put it in and do 30 frames like that for 1 second that might take 10 minutes to do, right? But you can't do that in a game because people will be going, "What's going on with your leg?" Right? Right? That's the point, right? That's why when I do photorealistic videos, they look far better than when I'm sitting there in OBS, showing you in real time. And there's nobody that can tell me otherwise for that, okay? And even when Unreal was trying to say that they're bringing the mega scans in and stuff like that, okay, take that crappy water you got out there and put that shader in there with the real-time waves that you can walk in, and we'll start seeing some real hardcore down belting of stuff. Let's really dig into that, Russ, shall we? Yeah, because there's some cut. See, everything's all about illusions, right? Making you think that things are better than what they are, right? Anyway, this was really well done. I was impressed with that. And so was this. This was really well done. I haven't used this yet. I have to go back and look up some PSD files that I have and bring them into Unreal and see what they'll be like, And should be interesting. Um, I don't know how well that would be. And if transparency gets kept, that would be something that would be really cool because I could then put, holographic stuff onto an image, right? And have the background being transparent and put that right on the window. And you would think, or a screen or a glass or something or whatever, and it would look fantastic then. That's maybe. We'll see on that. We'll play with that later too. That's another point to make. What else we got in here? So we go back to the free area, and then you've got the permanently free collection. This is just nuts. So they got all kinds of crap in here. And they gave out some cars and different packs in there. I got that too. As you can see, I got all this. It says owned. I just grabbed it all. And the way this works is they have a copy of this on a server somewhere. And if you need it, it brings it down and puts it into what's called a vault. And then it stays in your vault. And then any project you have, it will move it in there. And these things that call the shaders, which are like the textures of the chair, the way the fire looks, the green here, all that. When you do it the one time, if it's still in your vault, it stays there, and then you don't have to, take so long to move an asset in and out. Which, I had one project there, I started getting out of control. It got up to around 300 gigabytes of crap in there. I just went, you know what, I'm done with this. Delete. Oh, my system loved me after that. This one's starting to get up there. And you got realistic photo, like plants and different things in here. And there's just, as you can see, there's like, I could go to 100th page. And you can see there's a whole 100 right there. Is there not more on this? I thought there was. Something wrong here? Something wrong there, Kemosabe? We got not another page? Ooh, so there's less than 100 free things in there. So maybe they're starting to get rid of some older stuff. Oh, that's why. Because I got these 2 versions here. Supported engines, show uninstalled versions. See, if I click that, you'll see too much. Anyway, what else we got here? And then when you go in here, they got their what they want to show off, right? And things can be expensive, you know. Some of the stuff here, I just say wait, always wait for a sale, right? What I do, if I'm ever going to give them $1, I go to browse, right? Well, that's pretty funky. So, see this? I think I have that, and it's 200 bucks. Yeah, got it for free. Uh, that's that same robot, the sci-fi one, and somebody's figured out a way to modularize different things, and now they're putting it in there, and they're charging people for it. That's another. Eh. Um, let's see here. So what you do is you go on sale, right? Right, and you go. Bump, 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 bump. And you go price low to high. You're gonna get a whole shit ton of the free stuff. There's that monthly free stuff, and then it starts at $3. And you just whittle your way through it, and you'll find some decent deals doing that. You know, you don't have to spend much. Now, if I go like this, I go spaceships on sale. Right? These are all on sale. Oh no, maybe not. Right? See the cost? See what people are charging for spaceships? I gotta start making this stuff, man. I'll make some good money at it. Some weird looking shit though. Like this is just almost on par with Star Citizen, eh? It's just like what? What? Relevancy, low to high. See what I mean? Like a fully functioning little video game is like this thing here. It's like a little space combat game, but the thing is, they need to be able to put chaos destruction into the engine, um, so that when you shoot something, pieces of the ship can come off, and if it takes enough off, then it causes whatever, right? You know. Space sci-fi. These guys, they did a town pack. I haven't showed off. Everybody's so anti-police that I figured I wouldn't bother, especially on YouTube, considering it supports Black Lives Matter, who likes to arm themselves with guns and shoot at regular folk cars and get themselves killed. You know, that kind of shit. No, I'm just gonna go back here. And I'll type the same thing in. Like there's 636 pages of shit here. Let's just do that. Somebody who's playing around with gates. You get different ships. I was eyeing this one here. It looked kind of neat. Same with this one. It's got that Battlestar Galactica feel, and this is like a almost like a stealth space shuttle, actually. Should I dare I say it? You know, the one that Obama let land in the daytime so everyone could see. He's almost as bad as Biden going out the White House secret door that they weren't supposed to let everybody know during the day. That's why these people should not be running the world. No, 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 no. Sorry. Anyway, yeah. So I'm just showing you off the different stuff that's in these things. And a little thing in there doing the space thing. Was playing around with that. I should load this back up and see if it works again and muck with it, because what you do is in the sequencer you got a little bar, right, and you turn his hand down, or you move the bar forward, turn his hand down, click this thing called the key, it puts the key there, and if you go backwards and then you press play. As it scrolls over, his hand will move to that position, right? So you could make him wave. You know, that's the whole point, right? Like, you could do a scene, and if you take the time and really go at it, you could have people walking, you could have people doing, and I mean, that would be an inordinate amount of time to be able to do that, right? Versus setting it up already with a pre-made animation that already does that, right? But you can do that now. Now you can do various little things, right? Get a little more customizable with stuff. But it's new. This is new, right? And can I use it with other meshes and stuff? And the answer was, well, I don't know how to do that yet. Because it doesn't seem to want to work right or even let me save anything. So, anyway, we'll stop there and I'll let you just have a gander. I got more ships I'm going to try and import that should work, and the problem is that a lot of these freebies are so old that there's errors when they import, and you're basically importing into Blender and then exporting to Unreal. The odds that something goes wrong along the way increase each little step. So, and I don't know how to fix some of these errors because it's on Blender how they're doing. They've been messing with the object import and export forever, okay? And they just they don't get it in their brain that if they fix that, people could be bringing in legally free assets and doing a lot more work to make more money, and then they would feel better about that stupid thing and maybe donate some more money. But if I can't use your software properly all the time, I don't know why I should use it. I'm going to go get something else to do import and exporting of object files to FBX because it's terrible. It's terrible how badly it's messing some shit up. Anyway, see you guys later.